Look up. Clock winding down. Curry. Oh! Steph Curry.
Has been very intentional about how they get after their opponent so far. Our officials.
Pass out here for Curry. He doesn't even need to look.
Off pass it feed. Curry again. Bullseye. Curry. Pump. Fire.
Team USA barely scraped by Serbia 95-91 in the Olympic semifinals. With 4 NBA MVPs and 11 All-Stars on the roster, how did they end up trailing by 17 points? Something's not adding up, and we're about to break it down. You'd think assembling a dream team would be the recipe for success, right? Wrong. Team USA's individual brilliance actually backfired in a big way. Want to know how a group of superstars nearly became the biggest Olympic disappointment ever? Let's break it down. Team USA only led for 3 minutes and 25 seconds of the entire game against Serbia. That's not a typo. The most talented basketball team on the planet was playing catch-up for almost the entire match. It's like watching Usain Bolt struggle to keep up with your neighbor's kid in a backyard race. So what happened? Well, it turns out that having a bunch of superstars doesn't automatically make a super team. These guys are used to being the main attraction, the go-to guy on their NBA teams. But when you put them all together, it's like trying to fit 5 lead singers into one boy band. Everyone wants the spotlight and nobody wants to play backup. This lack of team cohesion was painfully obvious on the court. You had moments where it looked like 5 separate players rather than one unit. Passes were missed, defensive rotations were slow, and the chemistry just wasn't there. It's like watching a gourmet chef try to cook a meal with ingredients that don't go together. Sure, they're all top quality, but lobster and peanut butter just don't mix. But here's the kicker. While Team USA was struggling to find their rhythm, the rest of the world was hitting all the right notes. And leading the international orchestra, none other than Nikola Jokic. This Serbian sensation put up 17 points and 11 rebounds, making Team USA look like they were playing in slow motion. Jokic's performance wasn't just impressive, it was a wake-up call. It showed that the gap between USA and the rest of the world is closing faster than a Venus flytrap on an unsuspecting fly.
These two. Kicking it out for Dobric and knocks down the 3, a high 3, no one.
You can study the X's and O's all you want. This game's going to be about who wants it more.
Look up. Clock winding down. Curry. Oh! Steph Curry.
The days of Team USA waltzing to gold are over. The competition is fierce and they're not backing down. Steve Kerr, Team USA's coach, summed it up perfectly when he said, "Serbia was brilliant today, and I am really humbled to have been a part of this game." That's not the kind of statement you expect from the coach of the world's most dominant basketball nation. It's more like something you'd hear from an underdog who just gave the champs a run for their money. And speaking of money, let's talk about those first quarter stats. Serbia shot 65% from the field in the opening frame. That's not just hot, that's surface of the sun hot. They followed it up by draining 15 three-pointers through the first 3 quarters. It was like watching a real-life version of NBA Jam, with Serbia having the "he's on fire" mode permanently activated. Even LeBron James, who's seen it all in his career, was stunned. He called it one of the greatest basketball games I've ever been a part of. When the king is impressed, you know something special is happening. But in this case, special wasn't exactly a compliment for Team USA. While the world catches up, Team USA faces an internal crisis. Their secret weapon is slowly becoming their biggest weakness. How long can they rely on aging superstars before the clock runs out? Remember when Team USA could cruise to gold? Those days are fading fast. The team's reliance on aging stars like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron James is a ticking time bomb. These guys are basketball royalty, no doubt, but they're also on the wrong side of 30, and Father Time is undefeated. Think about it, Durant, Curry, and James have been the backbone of Team USA for years. They've got the experience, the clutch gene, and enough gold medals to make Fort Knox jealous. But here's the thing, they can't do it forever. Their bodies are starting to show the wear and tear of countless NBA seasons and international competitions. So what happens when these legends hang up their sneakers? That's the million-dollar question keeping USA basketball execs up at night. The current roster is like a house of cards built on these veteran players. Pull one out and the whole thing might come crashing down. You might be thinking, what about the young guns? Good question. Players like Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards are supposed to be the future of Team USA. Oh, and here's where it gets tricky. These rising stars haven't been effectively integrated into the national team. It's like having a Ferrari in your garage, but never taking it out for a spin. Take the Serbia game, for example.
Pass out here for Curry, who doesn't even need to look.
Has been very intentional about how they get after their opponent so far. Our officials.
Embiid has already knocked down a triple, goes to the basket instead. Joel Embiid.
Jason Tatum, one of the NBA's brightest young stars, didn't even see the court. That's like having a secret weapon and forgetting to use it. It's decisions like these that have left young talent warming the bench during crucial moments. This aging lineup is a double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got players who've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. They're cool under pressure and know how to win on the big stage. But on the other hand, their dominance isn't guaranteed anymore. The rest of the world is catching up, and they're bringing young, hungry players to the table. Countries like Serbia, France, and Canada are developing their talent pools faster than you can say jump shot. They're not just participating anymore, they're coming for the crown. And while Team USA is relying on the same playbook, these countries are writing new chapters in international basketball. So what's the solution? It's not as simple as just swapping out the old for the new. Team USA needs to find a way to blend the wisdom of its veterans with the energy and skill of its young stars. It's like trying to make the perfect smoothie. You need the right balance of ingredients. You might think Team USA just needs fresh legs, but that's only half the story. What if the real game changer isn't who they pick, but how they play together? There's a whole playbook of strategies that could turn this team from a collection of superstars into an unstoppable force. Let's talk about team chemistry. It's not just about having the best players. It's about having players who bring out the best in each other. Think about it like a recipe. You can have the finest ingredients in the world, but if they don't mix well, you're left with a culinary disaster. Team USA needs to cook up some serious chemistry if they want to stay on top. So how did they do it? Practice, practice, practice. And we're not just talking about shooting drills. These guys need time to learn each other's strengths, weaknesses, and quirks. It's like learning to dance with a new partner. At first, you might step on each other's toes, but with enough practice, you'll be doing the tango like pros. But here's the kicker. Practice time is hard to come by. NBA schedules are brutal, and players need their off season to rest and recover. So Team USA needs to get creative. Maybe it's time for more frequent training camps, even during the NBA season. Or how about using virtual reality to practice plays when the team can't be physically together? The possibilities are endless. Now let's talk about team selection. It's time to shake things up. Instead of just picking the biggest names, Team USA needs to think about how players complement each other. You wouldn't build a house with just hammers, right? You need a variety of tools. The same goes for basketball. Maybe that means choosing a lockdown defender over a scoring machine, or a great passer over a highlight reel dunker. And here's a wild idea. What if Team USA looked at how other countries build their teams? Take Serbia, for example. They don't have a roster full of NBA superstars, but they play like a well-oiled machine. They've got chemistry that would make a high school science lab jealous. Team USA could learn a thing or two from their playbook. But wait, there's more. Team USA needs to be ready for anything.
Double teamed here. Bogdanovic for the long three, and that's the first point of the second half.
Ryan, his 13th, and Martins Kozlovskis in year number 9.
He goes for 3, and 1!
Off pass it feed, Curry again. Bullseye! Curry, pump, fire.
International basketball is a whole different ball game. The rules are different, the courts are different, even the balls are different. It's like trying to play chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Team USA needs to be adaptable, ready to switch up their game plan at a moment's notice. So what does all this mean for the future of Team USA? It means some tough choices are coming. Maybe some big names get left off the roster in favor of players who fit the team better. Maybe practice schedules get a major overhaul, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see a Team USA that plays with the kind of chemistry and teamwork that makes basketball fans everywhere say wow.